So now that we have our track points, what we want to do is to attach a solid text or whatever we want. Now, null has its own objective, and I will show you it's similar to having a solid. But you cannot just attach an image. You attach a solid, and later on you replace that solid with an image, or a PNG, or a whole video, another video if you would like. I will show you how, of course. Or you can just attach text. Now, what is happening exactly? Let's zoom in here. If you look at this circle, it's called the target, and you can make the size bigger. Notice it's becoming bigger, and it depends also how far is the track point from your scene or coming to the front of the camera here. If you bring it here, it's becoming very huge, and maybe I will need to reduce it if I want to work here, or if I'm working far, depending on the camera, the 3D camera tracker, then it's okay to leave it this size. But notice what's happening. Look at it, how it is changing shapes. If you come over here, for example, it has located 3 track points. You can see them. Okay, I will zoom in a bit so you can see them even better. It has located 3 track points. Here you are. And these 3 track points are at different distance on the z-axis, and they constitute a plan in which you are going to put a solid or a null layer. Let's say a solid. But notice the solid will come exactly in the shape or in the plan of the target. This is the target. Let's try it. If I right click here, I say create solid. Look what happens. The solid is in the plan of the 3 points I have chosen here, automatically chosen. And then a solid layer is created here. If you go back in your video, you notice the solid layer. Let's zoom out. The solid layer will be moving totally. I need to deselect. Will be moving. Please notice here, it's moving with the clouds. It's not moving with the house. And notice how it's going very far. We can change the solid layer color. Solid setting, for example, let's make it black. Black will do here. We can see it on black. Cool. Let's deselect F2. And notice how your solid layer is like attached within the video. And it's attached in this plan. Now, it seems to you that it's really in the clouds. And when you zoom in, or the video is zooming in, okay, you notice that now it's in front because the track points disappeared. So this is something you need really to work with. I'm sorry, this is very small, but it gives you the point. So at this stage here, everything was cool with my track points, but when I came inside here, the track points are behind now, and this is not very useful, so we'll delete it. Cool. Let's take back our video and look at the track points that we can put here. First of all, let me look at something I like. I will make this one, the target size, a bit smaller because I want to replace the window. So this seems cool. In fact, they are all cool. Notice they are in the plan. They look parallel to the wall here. Okay, just trying. It is not something that you can say, oh, wow, it's going to work. You need to try. Some videos you will try for hours. Some videos you will try, for 2 minutes it works. This seems good to you, but notice the track points might disappear. So what you want to do is to check all your track points, if you can, and decide, okay, which track points are still inside. So my best bet is the one inside the window here. So I will choose, for example, this one. I right click and say create solid. So this is my solid that has been created. A solid layer has been created. So solid is big, of course, I can move it. It's a 3D. By the way, your video here is not 3D. Don't ever put it to 3D. Things will go very wrong. But your layer is 3D, and of course, it's following the camera, and that's the clever thing. So your video actually is a 2D video that you put there, and then you start attaching a camera or analyzing it through a camera, and then attaching a solid layer that will follow the camera, and that's the cool thing about it. Now let's test this one. Let's go to 100%, or let's go to fit here. In our case, fine. I'll go back to the beginning, and notice how my layer is. My layer moving? Let's deselect the layer. Is my layer moving according to the tower? I think it's pretty good. Not bad. It looks a bit distorted, but we will solve that problem. So now I attached a layer that I can work with and replace with a window. If I go to my project here, I have a window in the asset here. I have a window here. It's not cool. It's not bad, but it's okay. You notice the black here. Okay, I don't want to give you a perfect example. I want to show you the problems that you will get. And notice what's happening here. There is some kind of border that's not good. So what would I do? I created a composition. and this is my composition here, and inside this composition I created a mask for only what I need to use, and that's cool with me. Okay, so the other side, the black one, will never appear because it's masked, so it's transparent. Cool. So I have the window inside a pre-comp, and in this comp I already mask whatever I need. Let's go back to my old house here. Click on the layer, so we select the layer, hold Alt and drag the comp on top of the solid layer. It's gonna replace it. Wow, now I have the window here. Let's test it. Okay, that seems good, not bad, but of course it's very big. What can I do in this case? All I have to do is to make it smaller. Now I'm using the shift just to make it fit. That's pretty cool. Let us zoom in. Is it fitting nicely? And we can do it like this. Okay, it's fitting, not bad. I can also rotate it. I press W, rotate it just a tiny bit, I think on the X's, just to straighten it up. Okay, fine. On the Y, a tiny bit, not really, something like this. Of course, every time I do it, I have a different result. I need to take it down a bit. Okay, fine. Now, it's not really fitting 100% of the window. If you scrub through, you notice like it's not fitting. Well, there is something you can do here. I will come to Preset and Effects and look for an effect that is called Corner Pin. Corner Pin. Okay, I have it here. I'll take the corner pin and just drop it on the comp or the layer if you like. Now, if you look at the corner pin here, you will find out that it has 4 corners, and here are the corners. If I click on a corner, you notice how it's moving somehow in a plan, the same plan I have, but I can really manipulate the layer the way I want. Maybe we want to move it a bit here. We want to move the layer a bit here. Cool. Go back to the corner pin and lower pin here and drag it and put it on the track here. It looks good, not bad, fine. We can also go back here and adjust this one. Fine. Okay, it's not bad, but it's good for the course here. Of course, I will tweak it for 1 hour if I were making a good project. I'm making money out of it. Of course, I will tweak it for 3 hours to make the utmost. Now, let's go back to 100% and see exactly how it works. Go to the beginning and we are going to preview and see if our window is really stuck to the tower. So you look at it, it's not bad at all. It's really stuck. We are not still on 100% of rendering time, but we see it is stuck and is doing quite a good job. Of course, by the end of the video, let's run it again, but we need to see it from the beginning. Well, it's doing a good job. So this is the way we have done it. It's very easy. You choose your track points. If you come to your video, you choose the track points. Here, you choose the plan that you want. You put a solid layer. If you want to use a solid layer, fine, that's great. You could have put a null layer. I will do that in the next lecture. And then after adjusting the solid layer as much as you can, you bring the pre-comp or you bring the other image that you want and just you replace it, and here you are, you have it completely stuck or attached to your track. Thanks very much for listening. In the next lecture we are going to do the other window using the null layer. I'll see you then.